If I had ignored the sound, if I had stayed perfectly still, if I had convinced myself it was just my imagination, I would still believe that some fears live only in the dark. But I didn't ignore it. And what I heard inside my closet that night proved something far worse than monsters, because monsters make noise. Whatever was breathing in there was waiting. It began at 3:17 a.m. I know the exact time because the moment I heard it, my hand moved on instinct and grabbed my phone. The screen lit up the room just enough for me to see my own reflection, staring, back wide eyes, pale skin, breath caught halfway in my chest. The sound was slow, controlled. Inhale. Exhale. At first I assumed it was me. You don't question your own breathing. It's automatic, invisible, something your body does without permission. So I lay there, listening, trying to calm myself, until I realized something was wrong. My breathing was shallow, fast, panicked. The sound wasn't. It stayed slow, steady, almost relaxed. So I held my breath. 1 second pass. 2. 3. The breathing continued. My eyes drifted toward the closet across the room. The door was slightly open. Just enough. That's when fear stopped feeling like an emotion and started feeling like a presence. I tried to rationalize it. That's what the brain does when reality becomes unacceptable. Old houses make noises. Air moves through vents. Wood expands and contracts. Breathing, I told myself, was just a pattern my mind was forcing onto random sounds. So I turned onto my side, facing away from the closet, and pulled the blanket tighter around my chest. The breathing didn't stop. It grew luther, not aggressive, not rushed, closer, like someone leaning forward. That's when I noticed something else. The sound wasn't filling the room. It was directional. It was coming from the closet. I squeezed my eyes shut, silently counting in my head, promising myself that if the sound stopped before I reached 50, I'd forget the whole thing. 32. 33. 34. The breathing changed. It synced with my counting. Inhale on the odd numbers. Exhale on the even. My heart started pounding so hard I was sure it could be heard. Then the breathing paused. For the first time since it started, there was silence. Relief washed over me so suddenly I almost laughed. And then I heard the whisper. Soft. Close. Too close. Why did you stop? My body refused to move. Every instinct screamed at me to run, to jump out of bed, to turn on every light in the house. But fear doesn't always make you flee. Sometimes it pins you in place. The whisper hadn't echoed. It hadn't bounced off the walls. It came from a single point, inside the closet. I slowly reached for my phone, my fingers numb, my movements clumsy. The flashlight icon felt impossibly small beneath my thumb. When the light turned on, the beam cut through the darkness like a blade. The closet door was still open. Nothing moved. No shadows shifted. No figure stepped forward. The breathing had stopped again. I sat there, staring, waiting for something to happen. That's when I noticed the smell. Damp, rotten, like old clothes left in a flooded basement. I hadn't smelled it before, because it hadn't been there before. The closet door creaked, justa fracción, as if something inside had leaned against it. If you're watching this late at night, pause for a moment and check your surroundings. And if you want more stories that crawl into your head and stay there, subscribe now. Trust me, it gets worse. The door opened wider, slowly, deliberately. I could see into the closet now. My clothes hung neatly, exactly as I'd left them. Shirts, jackets, nothing out of place. And yet, something was wrong. The light from my phone reflected off something at the back. Eyes, human eyes, staring directly at me. I couldn't scream. I couldn't move. The figure stepped forward. It was me. Same height, same face, Same scar above the eyebrow I'd gotten as a kid. Even the same expression of fear. But the eyes, they weren't reflecting panic. They were reflecting understanding, like it had been waiting for this moment. It smiled. I didn't. It opened its mouth, and I realized the breathing I'd been hearing wasn't coming from lungs. It was coming from its throat. Practicing. It spoke in my voice. Perfectly. I only exist when you're awake. My knees gave out. I slid back against the headboard, my phone clattering onto the mattress, but still pointing its light at the thing standing in my closet. It stepped closer. I noticed details then, the way its movements lagged by half a second, the way its smile stretched just a little too far, the way its chest didn't rise when it breathed. I get tired waiting. It sighed softly. Do you know how long you sleep? It raised a hand. My hand. Mirroring me. Tonight, it continued. You noticed me. The lights in the room flickered. Once, twice, and then everything went dark. When I opened my eyes, I was standing not in my room, inside the closet. The smell was overwhelming. The door was closed. From the outside, I heard breathing. Fast. Panicked. Mine. I tried to scream. No sound came out. The breathing outside the door stopped. And a familiar voice whispered, Why did you stop? So now, primera, why, y listen. Listen, and every night, when you lie awake in bed and hear something breathing that isn't yours, just know this, it learned patience from me. And it hates when you notice it. If this story stayed with you, if it made you check your closet or hold your breath just a little longer, subscribe to the channel, because some stories don't end when the video does.